Hello! I'm sitting down in this chair, so that means we film in a writing video. I don't know why every time I film a writing video, I'm sitting in this chair. Maybe it's just like some symbolism of like sitting at a desk or something, but I write on my bed, so I don't know what I'm trying to do with this. Hello, my name is Caleb, and today we're gonna be doing another writing video. I'm just gonna apologize now for my voice. I don't know how it's gonna sound like in actual video, but for me, with a clogged ear and sinuses, I can't hear a dang thing I'm saying. If it's really annoying and you can barely watch this because you hate sick people, first of all, that's pretty messed up. Second of all, I understand and I'm sorry and I hope to be better soon. There have been quite a few developments since the last writing video, so I'm gonna talk you through those, and then on Snapchat I asked for some questions, so we'll get into those. So let's begin. Summer came around, and you may have noticed, but I was not around in the summer. I didn't tweet very often. I didn't post videos all that often. I wasn't anywhere on social media. I just had no time for anything. No time for videos, no time for reading, no time for writing. And as the summer progressed, I realized my creative juices were just building up. I had no way to let it out. Normally, I let out my creative juices by filming stuff or writing things or reading things. As the weeks of working progressed, I realized that I wasn't editing, I wasn't reading, I had no time to write. So it was the second to last week of working. I was going on vacation for that week, and so I was really chill. I just brought like a book or two. I was like, finally, I'm gonna have time to read. I'm gonna be with family and camping, so I'm not gonna bring my camera. I'm not gonna have time to film. Like, no. My focus this week will be on books, okay? That was what I told myself. So we get there, and I'm in the car listening to some music, blah, 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 listening to Lorde, having a party in my car, and then all of a sudden, I think to myself, like a back thought, like, maybe we should turn on my fantasy playlist. Like, I think it'd be really cool, like, looking out, watching over the nature and all that stuff as we drove. So I did that. I turned it on, and then all of a sudden, in my mind, I keep playing scenes from the second book in the fantasy series, the book I hadn't written yet, the book that all the ideas are just in my mind, not on paper yet. So we're driving, I keep thinking of all these scenes and being like, I can't wait to write this someday. I can't wait to see the complete arc of these two books because it's a duology. Then the next morning, I'm in my camper with my family, and all of a sudden I just have all these ideas, and I'm like, I should probably write these down somewhere just in case I forget or they're not as fresh. So I grab my handy dandy phone and I type away. All of a sudden, I had all these ideas. I was sitting here listening to my writing playlist, trying to brainstorm, connecting bits and pieces because I knew what happened in the first 50 pages of that book, but from there, I had no clue. I had little scenes here and there, little things here and there, big ideas. I didn't have characters. I had their deaths planned, which that's another story because I've literally killed off so many people. It's fine. So one morning we go to the beach and I'm really excited to be chill after several weeks of working. Sitting there in my chair, feet in the sand, sun beating down, hearing the waves and the seagulls. It's beautiful. I turn on my music and all of a sudden I start playing my fantasy playlist, and all of a sudden I'm plotting my book on the beach. I plotted my book on the beach. I was working on the beach. I literally was plotting out character things. I was writing character backstories and how they were gonna die and different things that go down. Next thing I know, I have 90% of this plot on my phone. So now I have to transfer it onto paper and all that good stuff. So that's one thing. I finished all of that and then my vacation was done. So then when work had ended, I had like a day or two off, and then all of a sudden I thought to myself, you know what, boy? Let's buy a Scrivener. The number one question I always get nowadays is, what program do you use to write with? I use Scrivener. It's really useful. It was only like 40 bucks, but if you win NaNoWriMo, you get it half off. So not sponsored. Hashtag spawn, hashtag ad, except just kidding. I'm not that relevant. And I think somehow Scrivener just like pushed me to like finish an entire draft. I don't know. One day I started transferring over my contemporary book onto there, like going from Google Docs and highlighting the chapters and pasting them into Scrivener and redoing the formatting and all that stuff. From there, I was like, I want to write some stuff and see how this works out. So I started writing my book. And the first day, I just wrote like 1,500 words. So just like a normal NaNoWriMo day word count. So we did that the first day. And then that night, I felt so inspired. And I was like, you know what? We're going to write every single day. And I'm going to put the word counts on Twitter. And people are going to hold me accountable. And I'm going to post about it and do all this stuff. So everybody knows that I'm writing and they can push me. And then I feel bad if I don't write. So If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen this. I wrote every single day for about 2 weeks and finished the first draft of my contemporary book. But you should have seen me writing thousands and thousands of words each and every day. My average was like 3,000, 4,000 words a day. The day before I finished the book, I literally wrote the most words I've ever written in one day, and that was 8,400 words. Can you believe it? Because I can't. It was literally like 1 a.m. and I was like, and then about a week ago, I finished the first draft. So my final word count was 112,512 words. So I wrote about 40,000 words in 13 days. Now that I'm finished with that project, and now that I've had about a week to just be chill, I plan on rewriting my fantasy novel for NaNoWriMo 2017. So right now I'm gonna be replotting that out, redrawing my map, and renaming people and renaming things because so many things have changed. So right now I'm kind of in a mental state of plotting things out in my mind, seeing how things will work out. Then I'm gonna transfer all of that onto paper. I'll keep you updated from now on. Like, I'm ready to like stick with this, especially now that I'm feeling really passionate about what I'm working on. So that's the update. So now I'm gonna answer some questions on Snapchat. Make sure to follow me. There's a link in the description below, dog. Okay. What brand of toothpaste does your main character use? I don't freaking know. Like Crest? How do you not give up halfway through writing a book? That's a question because I've been writing the same 2 books for like 2 years now. I think you just need to stick with it and understanding that no matter what you're working on, you're still working on something. So if you are flipping back and forth between 2 projects, you're still working and that's still good. But you have to discipline yourself and not look at the shiny new idea and just focus on what you are writing, because the shiny new idea looks so beautiful because you haven't messed it up yet, and what you're working on, you may look at it and you'd be like, oh, I've messed this up, everything sucks. Stick with it. If your goal is to be a writer, you should write. This person says, how do you get motivated to write? Here's how I motivate myself, and by motivate, I mean torture. Throw your phone out the window, turn it on airplane mode, shut it all the way off, hide it somewhere, put it as far away from you as possible, hide it in a really inconvenient spot, put your computer on airplane mode, and write the dang words. That's the way I do it. Just don't use your phone, don't use Twitter, just stop. Stop it. Get some help. Okay, we have a video from somebody.
Hi, Insane Reader. I was wondering if your main character uses the bathroom, because I know some books do not put in the fact that humans need to pee.
Amen, dog. Yes, there is a bathroom scene. Not like a descriptive, like, I'm pooping scene, but there is a scene, like, where they go into the bathroom, and I don't want to, like, use details of, like, the pee came out so quick, like, no. Like, there is a scene of, like, going into the bathroom and being like, they got ready, because I don't want to, like, I don't know how to write a pee scene. Do you be like, he sat on the toilet and let the poop fall out? Like, no. What is a good winter read? This is a writing Q&A.
I really wanted to ask, like, if there's any specific place where you get inspiration from. Also, what you do if you struggle with writer's block or anything like that. You struggle with.
Oh, that's an infinite loop. I watched that like 4 times. I'm sorry. Where do I get inspiration? I don't know. I get it from like nature a lot. Pinterest is a really good place to get ideas and thoughts and things like that. But my ideas literally come from nowhere. Before I had my fantasy novel, like all of a sudden, like it was one day I didn't have it and then the next day I had the entire thing. Like I have no idea where it came from. Oftentimes I can just think of like, what would be a book I would love to read? Like if somebody said, hey, this new book came out, it's about this, like what would intrigue me the most? And that's what you should write. Struggling with writer's block, I had writer's block, but the thing I did was just not write. You have to also discover what is your problem with your writing. Like, is there an actual problem? You don't know where to go next. If that, you have to look back at what you wrote, look back at your outline, see what you need to change, things like that. Because when I had writer's block, turns out what I was writing was not working for my book. And so while I was writing it, I was forcing myself to write it instead of just understanding that it didn't need to be there and that it was really brutal to write. What series got you into reading? Did I forget to say this was a writing video? Why does everybody keep asking me about not writing? What are your favorite scenes to write? I love writing dialogue so much. Like, I just love dialogue. Like, I laugh at my own dialogue. And like, part of me is like, you're literally laughing at your own joke. You know that, right? And then I'm like feeling embarrassed. Like, I'm literally laughing at my own joke. I love dialogue so much. I feel like that's the way you can really get to know characters more. How long did it take you to complete your first draft? About 10 months. And that's only because I took like an 8-month break. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna be trying to make more writing videos instead of just not making them, and every few months just popping back in and being like, hey, it's been a while and I'm working on a completely different project. So I plan on doing that. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I keep updated on my writing all the time. Let me know what you're working on. Are you doing NaNoWriMo 2017? Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye! Are you dirty? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is that the golden retriever? I love him. I love you. I love him. So pure. Okay, back to this. Oh, it just got really dark. Did you see that? Ooh. I think I just broke my phone. No, it's fine. Speaking of breaking my phone, my sister had broke her phone. So we went to this iPhone repair place and we're there, like we're checking out, trying to get our info in, and then kind of on my phone, just kind of scanning Twitter. And I went to put it in my pocket and I missed my pocket. So my phone drops and slams down so loud like this. We're in the phone repair shop and it lands face down and I freak out. I'm like, oh my gosh, if it breaks, they're gonna be like, hey, can we fix it? And I'm gonna be too nervous and too embarrassed to say no, and then I'm gonna end up spending $100 at this phone repair place. I just pick it up, slide it into my pocket, and pretend nothing happened. Good thing it didn't break, because if it would have been broken, I'd gasp. And then they'd be like, what happened? But the thing is all the employees in that place watched me do it. So it was really awkward. How many questions we got on Snapchat? I was like low-key embarrassed because I like posted a whole thing being like, please ask me questions, and I got one. Oh, and now I look like I'm a piece of white trash. Hashtag Sarah J Maas, where you at?